putting an end to identity politics. This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Lots to talk about in the news, but too many bigger points to be made with some of the things that are happening. We will get back to, like, there's a story I want to do on the Clinton State Department. Have you guys heard about the allegations of sexual misconduct of Hillary Clinton's State Department? Wow. This is a story that's, quite frankly, it's amazing. Comey, new information regarding him preemptively saying Hillary Clinton's going to be considered innocent. We knew this. But now they've got the records. Judicial Watch has gotten these records. So we'll be talking about that. I want to mention studies that you're funding. I'm going to talk to you about a study that you're going to, Kevin, you're joking. They're not funding the study. Yeah, no, they're funding it. So that hustler mogul, what's his name, Larry Flint, what he's wanting to do. Megyn Kelly in the news. Lots to talk about, but lots to digest, because we are now at a point where we have leftism, progressivism on the run like we've never had, and honestly, like we never will again unless we take advantage of it now. It's that simple. Leftists will market their way out of killing babies and selling baby parts. Anybody remember? I remember thinking this has got to bring Planned Parenthood down. Planned Parenthood is nothing more than organized eugenicist. It's the organized destruction of people that it calls the lower class, and that happens to be mostly blacks at this point. That's what they believe. I don't believe that, but Planned Parenthood does. So they want to kill black babies in disproportionate numbers, and they use the women's movement to hide behind it. To hide their evil, real, sinister motives. And so that's where we are. And I thought, surely when folks find out they're selling baby parts and talking about buying Ferraris and Lamborghinis, that would be enough to break the camel's back. They've roared back stronger than ever. I mean, under Barack Obama. Now, we'll see what President Trump does. I don't think they're going to gain a lot of foothold under him, but they should be gone. I want you to imagine if the Republicans were all about eugenics and they were going to crush black folks, and that was the goal, the ultimate goal. You knew that the founder of the organization was a white racist by the name of Margaret Sanger, who hung out with the Vanderbilts and people that wanted to kill blacks. She was a friend of the Klan, spoke at multiple Klan meetings, and then people in the Republican Party were extolling her virtues, giving out awards, and then you knew the statistics of Planned Parenthood was they killed black people at 300% more than they kill any other race of people, and the president supported it, and the government funded it. What would you say? How would the left be handling that? Are you kidding? We all know. They would be, are you kidding? Those Republicans, they just want to kill black people. And the marketing of that would be, it would have you think the California forest fires are killing people? Let me tell you something. They would be torching Republicans. Republicans would never get elected again if that was our legacy. If that was the tactic that we were using to exterminate black folks. The dregs of society, Margaret Sanger called black people human weeds. I say it a lot, but I can't say it enough. So if you don't keep your foot on their throats, leftists will find a way to come back. They're like phoenixes. They will rise from the ashes. Look at Hillary Clinton. This chick should be in prison. The nerve of her to be out here talking about stuff. She's talking about Harvey Weinstein and comparing him to Donald Trump. That's like Hitler's girlfriend talking about how bad the Jews were, saying negative things about the Jews. Are you kidding? She's making a comment about Weinstein and comparing him to Trump. This is a woman whose husband has hurt more women than Donald Trump could in 5 lifetimes. Then they trotted out old girlfriends of Trump. You remember the model, kind of Italian looking girl? And she goes, I did an interview. They completely took my interview out of context. She came out and said, that's not what I said. After all the media picked it up, Donald Trump's previous girlfriend doesn't like him. And she never said that. She had to come out and say, I didn't say that. I like Donald Trump. Those are some of the best times of my life, being with him and blah, blah, blah. And the media was like, oh, well, sorry we didn't finish her sentence. It's an evil, destructive thing, the left. We talked the other day about WikiLeaks uncovering that they were plotting to say Donald Trump had other sexual harassment claims. They're still talking about it to this day. Alyssa Milano, the crazy little fat, whatever, I forget what show she was on, but with Tony Danza, that chick still coming out, trying to make Trump out to be some lecherous human being, while right under her nose, in the very city where she lives, the Sodom and Gomorrah of America, Hollyweird, she's not saying a word. I didn't want to say anything about what Harvey Weinstein did with me because it was out of respect for his wife. No, it wasn't. It was because your D-list butt doesn't want to not get a job if he offers you one. And who knows what she'd do to get it. It's amazing. Lie after lie, deception after deception. Look, folks, we, as conservatives, we are fallible. We lie, we cheat, we do all the different things of the left. But you know what? We at least have some kind of a core that goes, holy cow, that's just terrible. That's bad. And I can tell you this, I believe this in my heart. There's no way, and if there was a conservative version of Hollywood, there's no way a Weinstein survives a year, much less 3 decades. No way. Somebody gets after him, and it isn't going to be his brother. It's going to be some strong woman, conservative woman, who would have stood up to somebody and said, hey, I don't know how you think it works here, but this is not going to happen. She would have gone public. People would have backed her up. That person would have been gone. End of story. There's no fat shaming. We would say things like, well, this role is really meant for someone that's a little bit, carrying a little bit less weight. Are you interested in losing weight for the role? Because the role involves an anorexic or the role involves someone who, who's at a smaller weight and picks it up. And, we don't want to have you pick up weight. We would be explaining it, but we wouldn't be like, yeah, you're too fat. Get out of here. If you lose weight, then you'd be blankable. That's what they say. Hollywood's become so crass, they don't even have to mince words with you. And there was a movie called Hollywood Shuffle. Black dude made it. I forget his name. And it's a stupid movie, but it's actually funny. And it talks about Hollywood. The roles they get for black folks, how they say, we need you to be more black. And the guy doing it, he's like, more black. And he's like, okay. So, and he was reading a scene like, something like, yeah, man, and the dude jumped out of the corner and he robbed the dude. You know what I'm saying? And they were like, no, we're going to need you to be more black. And he goes, okay, I'm playing a thug I'm playing somebody that's seen something happen in the hood. And yeah, but we want it to be more black. And it's always these Jewish people. Could you be a bit more black? Yeah. So he tries to be more black. He's like, yeah, man. So then this dude, he jump out in front. And they're like, no, you're just not getting it. We need you to be more black, And the guy's like, he just ends up buffooning blackness. And they're like, oh, yeah, there, you got it. That's it right there. And he's making a spoof of all the nonsense Hollywood makes you jump through. And one of the scenes he says, you need to be more like Eddie Murphy. And he morphs himself to where he finally is mimicking Eddie Murphy. And it's a funny movie, but it's a real condemnation of Hollywood as it pertains to blacks. I'm not even going to be able to get into this Harvey Weinstein thing. I wanted to. I'll talk about it next hour. But Hollywood it's spiraling in on itself, and it is our responsibility to not only to get Hollywood to continue this death spiral. It's up to us to get the fashion industry to continue its death spiral. I don't know if you ever watch these fashion shows. Lots of gay people. And there's lots of gay people in fashion. And the same thing that's happening in Hollywood is happening in fashion. It's happening to men and sometimes the women. Same thing. Power brokers want what they want, and you will indulge them, or you're not going to get ahead. That's the way it works. They've all worked too hard to get where they are. And it's a shame because we have people in the conservative movement that don't understand. We have to build a marketing, a message around what we're seeing here, and we have to go sell that message to the youth of this country so they don't fall prey to it. Think about the decades of people who have overlooked this and ask yourself, why did they do it? They knew it was wrong. They knew it was hurting friends, and yet they've remained silent, and they still do. Ask yourself why that occurs.
He won't stop until he's the top-rated radio talk show host in America.
What kind of weird competitive freak are you?
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.